So let's go ahead and do a little review portion. So after an hour and 15 minutes, I was able to build a kiln, a workbench, a simple chest, a chopping block, a campfire, and the beginnings of a home. 4 walls, 4 foundation slabs, and well, actually 8 walls, and we have no roof, but that's okay. We'll get there. For the time being, this is nice. Little things I noticed. There are some graphical issues with the road. If I am close to one, I can show you. Hold on. Not having those. Okay, yes, right here. This is wonky. Not a big deal. I know it's alpha. Just wanted to point it out so you guys know. That's a thing to fix. What else we got here? Okay, my issue with the chopping of trees is that immediately locking on a tree is a little difficult. So if I barely off a little bit, it actually does connect. What? Okay, but then there's some times when I'm like real close and I swing. Okay, so now that I'm talking about it, it's doing just fine. There were some times when I was like right up on a tree, and rather than actually starting to initiate the chopping animation, I just did an attack animation. I'm not sure why that was. I'll try and clip those parts in. But it was working really well right there, so I don't know what was causing the issue before. As far as time to do things, not bad. Honestly, I like the pace. Gathering everything was pretty simple. I would like to see, and I'm thinking for new players, definitely have on your screen up in the top left, top right, at the very beginning, I would say put the shortcut G or H, excuse me, yeah, the shortcut H somewhere to let people know that's where they're gonna go to find out what they got to do. Because it took me a little while to figure that out, and that was definitely some time lost. And it's a wonderfully written guide. I am a technical writer, and I can tell you, I had no problem following this guide. So, kudos to you, whoever wrote the guide for the first steps. Good job. Just make it more accessible and make it more readily available on the screen when players start. That's my only critique there. But yeah, with an hour and 15 minutes, I've made quite a few levels in carpentry. Let's see what my carpentry skill is. Skills. Carpentry is at 4. Woodcutting is at 4. This is good because things unlocked as you went. It was pretty easy to tell. Once I knew what I had to build, I had no problem discovering how to. I had no problem breadcrumbing between what I needed to make and how I needed to make the prerequisite items. So that's good to go. No problem there at all. Okay, so it seems like I had a little bit of a audio issue towards the end of this filming. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this with a voiceover. So what I wanted to say was that the resource location around the character, around the areas, was really good. I could easily intuit where I was going to find stone in, the more rocky areas. I could intuit that I was going to find clay near water. And this is all from natural geography in real life and just experience with other survival games like this. So really appreciate the placement. Looked really good. I also loved that there's so many resources available to you right off the get-go. There's so many flowers. There's rock, clay, wood, multiple workstations you could already build in the beginning. It's definitely gives you plenty to do right in the beginning. It doesn't make you feel too stifled. You can definitely let your creativity already start flowing within that first hour of play. Another thing I also really enjoyed was the scenery. Looking around, seeing the mountains, seeing the hills, seeing the bodies of water, all gave me the feeling of, I want to know what's over there. I want to know if I'm going to get in trouble if I go too far, which I did find out a little bit when I was gonna go down the hill to the deeper water source, and I ran into boars, and I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm ready to handle a pack of 3 boars, so I'm just gonna wait a minute on that. So I love that aspect of discovery and exploration when it comes to a sandbox game, and you guys nailed it. So thank you guys so much for that. For the building, I definitely want to say that the snapping was very good. The multiple points of snapping across an item is really cool. It frees up builders to make some wacky stuff, and I appreciate that very much. One thing that did stand out to me is that the plot size is pretty small. I don't know if that's going to expand with time or if you guys plan on giving us more plots to put down than 2. For me, with other games I've played, I like in Valheim, if I made my longhouse, it would not fit on the plots that we have. It probably wouldn't fit on 2. And with games like 7 Days to Die or Minecraft, I go pretty hard when it comes to making buildings. Like, I will make them massive. So I don't know where you guys plan to take the expansion aspect, but I'm really curious to see if they do get bigger and we can make these large, expansive buildings that span probably close to 10 plots in this game. That could also be a party or guild or fellowship kind of aspect that I'm just not aware of yet. So it's definitely not a ding in my book. It's just an observation. But all in all, guys, I definitely want to say this is off to an amazing start. Being an alpha and being this smooth, I was actually expecting the building to be jankier. It was not. It was actually very clean. I was expecting more lag than I experienced throughout. It was smooth. I appreciate that. The animations were a little weird with the trees, but again, this is an alpha. I completely understand that animations are not fully fleshed out. Some graphical issues are definitely going to come up. This is not, these things are normal to experience in an alpha, so I completely understand. So thank you again for making the video or making the game. Really, really enjoyed myself. Have a good morning, day, evening, and good night. And I will catch you guys in the next video.